Free Comic Book Day Mini-Con is coming the first Saturday in May, May 2nd. We are giving away 20,000 comics, way more than we gave away last year. Plus, we have Free Comic Book Day month, which entitles you to free stuff all month long. Free Comic Book Day is coming May 2nd. We have a ton of special guests, and one of our special guests is here with us today, Eben Burgoon, one of the busiest men in local comics. May 2nd is Free Comic Book Day, and not only are we giving out 20,000 comic books, it's a lot, isn't it?
That's a lot.
Can you even fathom that number?
It's a lot. I know.
It is a lot.
That's a lot.
Plus special guests, SPW, so much more. Thanks for the kids. But we've got one of our guests here today, Eben Burgoon. Welcome down. And thank you for coming in. Of course. Yeah. Look at that. Eben, you've done a bunch of stuff with us before.
Yes.
You've done Free Comic Book Day. You've been at special events.
Yes.
So this is just old hat to you. There's nothing
it's
special.
Still exciting. No, I mean 20,000 comic books. That's probably almost a metric ton of comic books.
You should see when they load them up.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I've seen you guys have that big you make a Game of Thrones throne of comics.
That really puts it in perspective because that is a lot of comics.
It is really a lot.
So, what makes this year special for you, Evan?
Well, this year, I guess finally, the full volume of B Squad is coming out, which is a 5-issue trade paperback that's going to be really, really pretty, and should be out in June.
So now you did a Kickstarter for B Squad.
Yeah.
When was that last?
I did 2. I technically did 3, but 2 were successful, and we probably raised about $12,000 total.
That's perfect because currently you've only printed 1 issue, correct?
No, we're about to print the 3rd issue.
Okay.
But we print the floppy issues in a very limited edition run that are numbered.
Gotcha. So, okay, and now are those predominantly going to Kickstarter people? Or
yeah, so there's people that own these things called challenge coins.
Okay.
And the people that own these challenge coins, B Squad, there's only 100 challenge coins. We only print 100
that really
issues.
Is exclusive.
Yeah, so they get first dibs, and then they order as much as they want. And then if they run out, and they. That's great. I mean,
that's perfect because you're making the comics really exclusive, really special for the people who supported you, and then the trade will be readily available for
to anybody. And you probably know this as a comic book man, as a store owner. There's a lot of that attitude of wait for the trade, and as much as they also say the collector's market's really been killed, and because of the large print runs. So I've made it very exclusive. It's a numbered 1 of 100 that you get, and that's it. I'm not printing any more single issues.
Well, and what's really nice about that is having this following from Kickstarter and from all the other stuff you've done, those 100 you pretty much know are gone before it even happens.
Yeah.
And it is hard to sell a trade at a single issues at a convention because they don't know if they're ever going to see issue 2 or 3.
Right.
Whereas a trade, I think you'll do extremely well.
Yeah, when we did the very first issue, people like first issues at cons generally, and we blew through those pretty fast. I'd say in 3 or 4 shows we blew out of our. I think we did 500 on that one, which isn't. It's not a lot, but it's a good number for an indie producer.
Yeah, don't let him play it down because 500 books in 3 or 4 shows for an independent publisher is phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
So it's really, really good. But at the show, and in a minute, we're going to actually tell you what B Squad's about. But at the show, you have a really good display because you go all out. You just don't show up and use the table space and put a couple books out.
Yeah.
You have a whole assortment of things. You have, a grenade case?
Yeah, we have a big Chinese dynamite case that's where all the books are housed in, and ammo cases to put socks and stuff in.
And you even have the spinning.
Yeah, we have the dice there so that people can get little discounts when they kill a character, because I kill a character in every issue using that dice.
Well, then here's the perfect time to do it.
What a segue.
What is B Squad about?
So B Squad's sort of like the poor man's version of the A-Team. It's kind of like Archer meets, a little bit of South Park with a little bit of maybe the Venture Brothers spirit in there. They're kind of a misfit ragtag group, and that makes them sort of expendable. So they go on these really silly, dangerous adventures. There's a colorblind Navy SEAL. There's a swimsuit model that turned into a big game hunter. You know, they're really weird little misfit people.
Surfer.
There's a surfer.
He doesn't wear a shirt.
Yeah, he doesn't wear a shirt at all. Yeah,
well, he's a surfer.
yeah. He says bro like probably every single lettering bubble. He says bro.
Does he fist bump then too?
Yeah, he tries to fist bump everybody too. Yeah.
So then you said you kill somebody.
Yeah.
All the time. Now, what's unique about this is he's not just going to write a story and you're not just going to kill somebody off purposefully. It's random.
It's random, yeah. I mean, so there's a lot of people like they kind of question why I do that, and a lot of it is to do with creating. All superheroes really have sort of this invisible safety net underneath them, unless they do the special death edition, but they even still there's that safety net of like, well, Wolverine's supposed to be dead, but he's going to be brought back anytime now, probably. Superman's, Batman, they've all died multiple times, and sometimes to the point where they totally reboot the whole thing, and then so it's a little bit of a prod at that, and that my characters will be permanently dead. Like if they come back ever, it's not going to happen. It's not what.
Well,
happens.
It seems really fun too because you have to adjust the story based on what which character.
Yeah, sort of. So it's really more the story arc is really more about the squad. It's about the group of people and how that evolves than it is about like any individual character. So while individual characters may like come and go and rise and fall, just like our friends come in and out of our lives and whatnot. With B Squad, we'll see how the entity of B Squad changes over time.
Okay.
And that entity's hero's journey,
And the whole thing is unique because I don't think anybody's done anything like this.
Yeah, I could draw comparisons to like Suicide Squad, which is like, well, okay, and that's thank you, that's cool. Or even what is it called? It's I think it's called Copra.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, I can't remember. I always rack my brain, but that one's I draw comparisons to that, but they're not doing random death. They're not really going at it with
it's all contrived. They're using it to get to a certain point.
Yeah. And
so B Squad will hopefully we'll be able to pick up the trade.
Yeah, theoretically we put in the bid to get it printed, just so we have a little 30-day window now to get it printed, and we're putting a lot of production value into the book so that people will really gravitate it to. It'll probably be in a slip case and all this really cool stuff. Nice. It'll be a really pretty book. Not really, but it's basically done now. The art's all done for all 5 issues. We're finishing up the lettering. We're gonna release issue 4 probably this week.
Okay, awesome. And it got done relatively quick for 5.
Yeah,
for
so
going into these issues.
Neat thing is that we use a different art team for the different parts of the story. So the first issue was Lauren Menardo, who was a storyboard artist for the Venture Brothers, and she and I met through my other comic, Eben E.B, which was about the janitors that clean up after James Bond. And so then we worked together for that, and then I teamed up with a local artist here, John Williams, to do issue 2 and 3, which take place in Sacramento, and it's all about Tapegami and the tape tube guy, and then the 4.
The tape tube guy.
He makes.
Is that what he goes by?
Tape guy. He's
That's
you often when you walk with him down the street, people go tape guy. Hey, you made me a flower once. He's an amazing artist. He's got this. I mean, he could probably fill most of Empire Comics Vault with tape sculptures on the floor with that city that he has.
I've seen his stuff, and he's constantly working. It doesn't matter where you run into him. He's building.
Yeah, so he became the supervillain for issues 2 and 3, and then 4 we did a wiener dog, Hawaiian Island. It's like the smoke monster in Lost, but all made out of wiener dogs, kind of, as the villain. And then issue 5 they go into a submarine. They have to race James Cameron fanboys to the bottom of a British submarine to get the letters of last resort.
Okay.
And, that one gets really kooky too.
Well, it sounds like it's a lot of fun.
And
it sounds like they've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen your booth.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Eben E.B.
Yeah.
A lot of people know you from that. It's a long-standing local comic book. But you also do something called 916.
Yeah, 916 Inc. Yeah. It's a nonprofit called 916 Inc. What we do is we transform everyday kids into published authors. And I was hired by them to create a comic book program for kids to learn the ins and outs of comic book writing, and then we get local artists that live here in Sacramento to illustrate the results of that.
See, and that's fantastic because it's so much fun going through that book.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My favorite is when they end, and I think there were multiple where they end, it's just because they don't have how many pages.
Like each kid will get one page and then one artist, but if they team up together, they get multiple pages.
Okay, because I remember at least one where the ending was essentially, and then we get ice cream.
Yeah.
I mean, that's wonderful. You know, and I think there were multiple that had to do with candy or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's crazy to me, like, how much it impacts the kids. I mean, like, one really great story is about there's a comic in there that's about a volcano erupting from underneath the sea, and it swallows up most of the world. And the kid that wrote that is a really great kid. He's just really enthusiastic about the program. But he, often, even his teachers emailed me just this time when we're doing the program again right now, and said, like, he has a lot of anger issues, and he has a lot of, like, he puts his emotions in the wrong places sometimes, and he didn't get to make it to the book release party. And unbeknownst to me, like, I don't really get to, like, have a lot of, like, one-on-one, like, interview time with the kids or anything. They're just, to me, they're students and they're eager to learn. And but he didn't come to the book release party, and then I was back at the campus, like, 6 months after that program, and he runs up to me and he pulls out this bedraggled little, like, comic, and he's like, "Oh, Mr. Eben, you have to sign my comic because, like, I couldn't come to the book release party, awesome. And it's because my dad was in jail, and I was really upset, and I just didn't know what to do, and I really want you to sign my comic." And I was like, whoa, like, I mean, and then also, like, trying to, like, I'm not going to cry, but just say, like, no, remember, you wrote that. I didn't have anything to do with that. You wrote that. I want you to sign mine, so I'm going to bring mine next time and have you sign it because you didn't get to sign my book. And then that just dawned on him right then. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a writer," and that's what it's all about. I mean, it's about teaching these kids. It's taking that little velvet rope that we all as comic book creators encounter, and even writers. The velvet rope of publishing. It's just everybody in. Come on in. Just for a little bit and get a taste for this.
And you said you have another one.
Yeah, their second one's coming out probably for CrockerCon, which will be like September 10th, I think, this year.
Okay. Now, is number one completely sold out?
Number one, I think we have a very limited amount of, but I think we have like probably about 100 left. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any chance that they will be able to get that here on Free
Yeah,
Comic Book
there
Day?
probably will be. And honestly, like, definitely 916 Ink Books, yeah.
Okay.
That should be able to be here. And on Free Comic Book Day, we're going to have the completed volume done. So we'll create a digital download code that we'll pass out that they can download a free. And actually, right now, if they type in "Thanks, Eben" at the at bsquadcomic.com when they check out with digital downloads, they'll all be free.
Okay.
So load up your cart with free B Squad.
So where can they find you online?
B Squad is bsquadcomic.com. No spaces or any hyphens or anything. It's just bsquadcomic.com. Eben07 is Echo Bravo Echo Nacho 07.com. Okay. And then ebenburgoon.com if they really want to see that.
Okay, and then of
Facebook
course
and Twitter and all that sort of stuff.
And it's all under Eben Burgoon.
No, Twitter's Eraser Nubs. That's my other little handle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, thank you for coming down.
Yeah,
sir.
of course.
It was good to have you.
I'm always happy to come.
Guys, May 2nd, you can see him, his books. You get the digital download, and of course, you get a bunch of free comics. So we'll see you then.